People wondering why President Obama would push this Trans-Pacific Partnership. By the way, the vote is happening as we speak on House Resolution 315, which is the attachment to the intelligence bill, which will allow John Boehner and Mitch McConnell and the president to have until July 30th to try to shove fast track down our throats. And, you know, more time for the lobbyists and more time for the big transnational corporations and foreign governments to work their magic on our members of Congress. And Larry Schultz tweeted out a quote from Robert Reich. Now, Robert Reich is a solid guy. He was probably the most progressive member of Bill Clinton's cabinet. He was the Secretary of Labor in the Clinton administration. He is a professor of, I believe, economics at the University of California, I think at Berkeley. And he posted this on Facebook, and I just want to share it intact because this is what this member of Congress, and I'm not giving you his name, not because it's some giant secret, but at the time I should have said, do you mind if I share this with your name on the air? Because I'm sure he would, if he was sitting here, he would just tell you. But I ran across a member of Congress over the weekend. He's a member of the House Progressive Caucus. And, you know, we sat together and had a drink and talked for a while. And I said, you know, why is Obama supporting this? You know, was he bribed? Is he being threatened? And he said, I think it's Michael Froman. I think it's, you know, he's getting bad advice from his trade advisor. And I was like, that's really, you know, hard to believe. And he says, you don't understand what a bubble presidents live in. He said, it's, you know, he said, members of Congress live in a bubble too, but we at least get back to our districts every couple of weekends. And, you know, the Republicans tend not to do town hall meetings, but the Democrats all do. And you find out what's going on and how people think. And, you know, so anyhow, here's what Robert Reich wrote. Why has President Obama been willing to spend so much political capital on the Trans-Pacific Partnership? Question mark. I have a guess. It begins with Michael Froman, the United States trade representative who's been in charge of this debacle. Froman went to Harvard Law School with Obama. But that's not the only important connection. In the Clinton administration, Froman was chief of staff to Bob Rubin when Rubin was Secretary of the Treasury. Rubin, you may recall, was the guy who convinced Clinton to pass NAFTA to kill the Glass-Steagall Act and to not regulate financial derivatives. Immediately after the Clinton administration, Froman accompanied Rubin to Citigroup, where Rubin ran the bank's executive committee while Froman became president and chief executive officer of Citi Insurance and head of the emerging market strategy. Froman remained at Citigroup until Obama tapped him to be U.S. trade representative. And parenthetically, Froman did well at the bank, receiving more than $7.4 million from January 2008 to 2009 alone, close parentheses. Not incidentally, Froman was the person who first introduced Obama to Rubin. When it comes to understanding influence in Washington, Robert Reich writes, following the people is almost as important as following the money, and sometimes they're the same thing. So I guess, you know, if I had a message to President Obama, it would be stop listening to Michael Froman and Robert Rubin. These guys are, you know, they know what the banks want, but they apparently have very little interest in what the people want, at least as far as I can tell.